A similar dam breach and ultimate collapse happened in the Teton Dam in 1976. 300 square miles were flooded, with 2 towns destroyed and 11 people killed. All right, continue on. Okay, this shows you, these are all the dams on the Columbia River Basin. And the red ones are federal dams, and the yellow ones are dams that are owned by other people. A lot of them are other utilities, other public utilities. You can see, okay, Hanford's right here. This is where Hanford's located. And then this is Grand Coulee. The accident scenarios that the NRC looked into the last couple of years, and they have looked at Columbia Generating Station as a place where potentially floods could be a problem for the reactor. They said it was only credible that Grand Coulee would go and then the rest would follow. They said that if you had failures of any of these Canadian dams, that they would not cause Grand Coulee to go out. I'm a little suspicious of that fact because with Grand Coulee going out, it just barely does not affect the reactor. However, if you added the water from behind Grand Coulee, it would probably have enough volume to flood the reactor. So I think we need to look into their scenario and have an expert help us figure out whether their assumptions were correct. But the Grand Coulee breakdown would be pretty bad anyway. If it's the largest dam in the United States, the volume of water would be such that Richland, Washington would be under 16 feet of water. And that would not be just placid water, that would be extremely fast-moving water carrying enormous amounts of material. It would wipe out all of the water intakes from the Columbia River, it would wipe out the power to the site, of course, and potentially would undermine the ultimate heat sink, which is the backup water. It's very close to where that's located. Fortunately, they did site that nuclear plant up on the plateau, unlike all of the production reactors for nuclear weapons, which are right along the river, which would have been they'll be totally covered with water. They did have the foresight when they were building that plant to build it a little higher up.
Would you know, like what percentage of them are earth dams and what are structural dams?
The ones above Grand Coulee are earth dams, I believe. Isn't that right?
Yeah,
and Mica is the largest earth dam in the world.
Excuse me?
Mica, way up on top.
Yeah.
And there's supposedly a scenario or some investigation about what that would do if that failed. But then
they said it would cause overtopping on the Grand Coulee, but it would not cause the Grand Coulee to fail, which is very helpful for this.
My question still stands: how many of them are earth dams and how many are structural dams?
Most of the ones above, as I said, above Grand Coulee are earth dams. I don't know the percentage in the rest of them. Go ahead.
So looking at Grand Coulee, that's obviously a concrete dam. Chief Joseph is a concrete dam. Then you have Wells, Rocky Reach, and Rock Island, one of them, Priest Rapids. Those are earthen dams.
Okay.
Or running river dams. And those are low hanging dams that would all be wiped out by whatever happened to Grand Coulee.
Okay, good. It's good to know. I didn't know that. Okay, please move on.